Well, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Run a Bomb. We're here to break down the Cookout 400 that wrapped up at Martinsville Speedway. I'm looking forward to breaking on down. So let's rock. This race was just under 3 hours. The total time was 2 hours and 52 minutes. There was 5 cautions. Kyle Larson was on the pole. And stage 1, if we gotta be honest, it was Kyle Larson dominated the stage. Led all of the laps on stage. It was an 80-lap stage. But then Bubba Wallace was able to come on strong near the end of that stage, but was 1 or 2 laps short of catching Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson won the stage. Stage results were Kyle Larson first, Bubba Wallace second, Chase Elliott third, Chase Briscoe fourth, Martin Truex fifth, Joey Logano sixth, Denny Hamlin seventh, William Byron eighth, Josh Berry ninth, Kyle Busch 10th. At the end of stage 2, when pit stops happened, Joey Logano only took 2 tires, took 2 right side tires. So his left side had over 80-plus laps on them, and he was able to come out on pit road first, Kyle Larson second. So as stage 2 began, Joey was able to get a jump on Kyle Larson, was able to set sail in the lead, and was able to pull away with over 100 laps on his tires. Lap 20 of stage 2, Christopher Bell had some issues, had some right front suspension broken in to come in, and ended up fixing that, was able to get it fixed. Lost a bunch of laps, that ruined his race. But then later on that stage 2, we had a debris caution. They never showed the replay for that debris caution. So that was a little bit weird, a little bit annoying. I guess it was a small piece or just nothing. I'm not sure. They also didn't have a replay of how Christopher Bell had some broken suspension, because they said it wasn't off the wall because he didn't have damage on the side of his car. So we didn't know it was off the car or not. That's what they were assuming. But now restart. I think Martin Truex, Bryce Lassie, some of them did pit after those 20 laps. Some of the guys that were in the back don't think may have a tire advantage. But then Joey Logano was able to restart again. And this time he had Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace did pass him and Kyle Larson in the first 20 laps. But then that was where Joey was able to set sail then. And we ran about another, 60-ish laps. And that's where Denny Hamlin then ended up passing Bubba Wallace. And then ran down Joey. And Joey got passed by Denny. And that's when Joey, now those old tires were really affecting him from those guys that had fresher, left side tires, were able to eat him up. And that ended up costing Joey a couple of spots. But then Denny Hamlin was able to hold his lead and come on strong to win stage 2. But then Bubba Wallace did come on strong again at the end of stage 2. But Denny took home the stage win. Stage 2 results, Denny Hamlin first, Bubba Wallace second, Kyle Larson third, Chase Elliott fourth, Joey Logano fifth. And he had, 180 laps on his left side tires. That's ridiculous. That's terrible. You should not be making a freaking tire that lasts that long in professional motorsports. That's just not, no. But then Alex Bowman 6th, Chase Briscoe 7th, William Byron 8th, Ross Chastain 9th, Josh Berry 10th. And then as they pit in stage 2, Denny Hamlin was able to come out first, but then Chase Elliott was able to gain some spots, and he restarted second. They restarted, and they had a great battle between Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott, but Chase Elliott was able to make that outside work and take the lead from Denny Hamlin. And then Chase Elliott was able to set sail for a majority of that stage 3. The run happened. Denny Hamlin was able to run down Chase Elliott back. He had a great long run car, take the lead, and this is where we thought. It was around 150 laps to go. We were coming out on pit stops, and I was thinking that Denny Hamlin had this car, long run car at least. But then pit stops happened. I believe Bubba Wallace went in early. And then a lap later, the Hendrick cars like Chase Elliott, William Byron came in. And then the third lap, Denny Hamlin came out. And then as the pit stop cycled, Hamlin and Chase Elliott came out side by side. Denny Hamlin was coming out of pit road. Chase Elliott had a bunch of momentum. It looked like Denny Hamlin had a little slower start. It was maybe on him. It was around 30 mile per hour speed limit. He needed to maximize as well. I think their pit stop was very good. But he was going to get side by side with Chase, but he had so much momentum. Denny was still trying to get up the gears. He had a good side-by-side battle for about half a lap. But then Chase Elliott was able to take that lead. And then William Byron's car came on fire during that last green flag pit stop and was able to pass Chase Elliott. And then it was pretty much Denny was fighting Byron first, Chase Elliott second, Kyle Larson third, and then Denny Hamlin was around fourth. And that's how it was. It was a battle between those guys, and the race just got really, really stale after that. Hendrick was dominating. The race became so not interesting that frickin' Fox was doing some history lessons on Hendrick. They were teaching their history because it was a special week for Hendrick. It was the 40th anniversary. They were all four of the Hendrick cars were running like a ruby red color, a Hendrick color. And that's how it came. And I mean, William Byron's car was fast. Danny Hamlin's car was fading. Then, lap traffic came in there. And I mean, I'll be honest, like we can pass forward this till near the end of the last 10 laps. The booth is trying to hype us up that something could happen. There was a time that maybe William Byron was having some trouble with lap traffic. But then it didn't matter. Chase Elliott was coming, but William Byron was taking his time, was patient, was able to maneuver his way around the lap traffic. But then all of a sudden, with 3 laps to go, we got a caution with John Hernandez. Looks like he maybe blew a brake rotor or a mechanical issue, something in the brakes, blew up, had a big old fire in there. And oh my gosh, it's Richmond all over again. We thought Truex was going to win. Oh no, caution came after that. What happened? He lost the race. Is it going to be the same thing? All three Hendrick cars were there, besides Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin was 4th. And this was like, oh boy, now what do you do? They were pretty much on like 80, 90 laps on their tires at this point, 90 plus laps. And now there was this whole decision on who was going to pit. A lot of them were deciding that, most of the leaders were saying they weren't going to pit, and besides some, because I think the whole goal was that it was just going to be bumper cars. And these cars are so sticks in the ground, no one was too worried about the tires being that big of a factor. Because we just saw freaking Joey Logano go 180 laps on one side of tires. I mean, tires probably weren't that big of a deal to some people after that. And Denny was radioing like he was going to stay out like everyone else. But then Denny Hamlin pits from 4th, and no one else really comes behind him. Then there was like, I don't know, if only 15 cars on the lead lap. But all the Hendrick cars stay out. Denny Hamlin pits, gives him all his track position. And I guess we're hearing from the radio that Denny Hamlin, if the Hendrick cars stayed out, he was going to pit. And I guess vice versa, I assume. Well, which makes sense. But that killed him. It didn't make that good of a strategy. In my opinion, I think it killed him from what would have been a top 5 finish. But then it was the big restart. Hendrick cars, Byron chose bottom, Chase chose top of the choose cone. I believe it was Larson on the bottom. And then I'm trying to think, and he was Blaney 4th. They restarted. It was a great battle between William Byron and Chase Elliott on the front row. Byron was able to clear Chase going into 1 and 2, heading into 3 and 4. Chase got behind, used a bumper on Byron, but it didn't get Byron up the track enough as what Chase needed. Byron was able to clear him. He had another shot going into the final lap on 1 and 2, but Byron had a great 1 and 2. Chase, you could tell the old tires, he was sliding around there, really trying to push it. Byron was able to take the lead and ended up taking the win. There was a wreck coming to the white that NASCAR didn't show, or I would say Fox didn't show. They didn't show replays post-race, but then NASCAR showed some onboard footage of it. It was like Cindric, Justin Haley, a bunch of their cars. I don't know. They looked like they hit it. They got banged up, slid around, almost spun out, but they were able to gather themselves up because it wasn't a yellow. It was coming to the white. But besides that, Hendrick gets a 1, 2, 3 finish. I think it's the first time in history ever. Sadly, Alex Bowman couldn't make that a 1, 2, 3, 4. But Byron gets his 3rd win of the season. I think this is 8th race of the season, 3 wins. Byron's showing his dominance like he's going to be another threat again this season. Like, I guess no one was saying that he wasn't going to be. If we look at our top 20 finishers here, William Byron 1st, 3rd win of the season. He had 88 laps in this race. He's pretty much right after that only green flag pit stop. That's where he was able to take the lead and just go on a tear there. And then pretty much almost took the last 88 laps of the race. Kyle Larson 2nd. He led 86 laps. He led most of his laps pretty much in stage 1. He dominated stage 1 pretty much. Chase Elliott 3rd. There was times in this race where we thought is this the day that Chase Elliott breaks out, win this streak? He led 64 laps in this race. Bubba Wallace 4th. Ran a great race. Top 5 all day. There was times there were glimpses like, hey, does he have the best car? Who knows? Like stage 1, he ran really, really well. It's a solid day, a top 5 day. There's nothing more. You can't be disappointed with that. Great run for him. Ryan Blaney 5th. Man, there was a time he had I think it was after stage 1. He had to start in the back. He had some issues with the pit road. A loose wheel. Almost ran over his guy. It was almost could have been a terrible day, but salvage was the top 5. Joey Logano 6th. Remember, he then almost the entire stage 2 besides, his left side starting to wear out, but still was able to run 180 laps on his left side tires without the tires blowing out. They were pretty beat up, though, but didn't blow out. Tyler 7th, good run for him again. Alex Bowman could have made a 1, 2, 3, 4, but just a little bit lacking there. The speed probably wasn't there 3, but still a solid run for him, top 10. Ryan Preece, a short track guy, running 9th. Great run for him. Chase Briscoe 10th. Denny Hamlin 11th. This guy's probably missed the opportunity to get a top 5 finish by taking a risk. Maybe he thought more cars were going to come behind him, but they didn't. So I think that was probably more of a crew chief call, and there just wasn't enough laps. It was so hard to pass, where tires I don't think were going to be such a big deal. If they had maybe 20 laps, who knows? But with only 2 laps to go, there's just not much you're going to do with that. But then Eric Jones, great run for him, 12. Todd Gillen, great run for him, top 15 for Front Motorsports, 13. Rochester, 14. Chris Buescher, 15. That guy started, I think, in 32nd. Chris Buescher was able to salvage for a top 15 day. He was, I think, 1 lap down. He might have still finished his race a lap down. I don't exactly know. I know there was only like 15 cars on the lead lap. So still a good run for him. Kyle Busch, 16. Solid, okay. The RCR cars have lacked on the short track, so not bad. As far as 17, Martin Truex, 18. Solid day, Martin Truex. He was running in the top 10 at times, but, I guess strategy didn't work out. I know they pitted after early in stage 2 when that debris caution came out, and it maybe just didn't cycle the way they hoped it would. Ty Gibbs, 19, not what you expect for him. He had some good momentum going with top 5s. This hurts that, but still a top 20 day. And then Noah Gragson, 20, okay for him. So let's talk about this race, and let's put this on the Rollie rate. This race, to me, I'll be honest, it was terrible, in my opinion. It was not a good race. We've been dealing with this short track package. NASCAR's been making all these little tweaks to the aero package, and it's just not improving. The car it's just hard to pass. It just takes forever, Even the lap cars are tough. It takes forever for you to freaking pass these lap cars because they're so close in speed. That's what I'm hearing. And the tire just doesn't wear enough. And I don't know if NASCAR, I don't even know if NASCAR or Goodyear even knows why that freaking Bristol tire wore so much, but man, we just need that tire. We either need excessive tire wear or more horsepower. Something for these cars to just slide around, and get the shifting is ridiculous. We gotta get rid of the shifting. I mean, we were gonna try a new transaxle during the testing in Phoenix to start the season, but it was gonna take too much time up, man. But I'm telling you, this tire, to me, I think this is the best way. The cheapest way NASCAR could improve this package is by giving us a tire. To me, the cheapest way NASCAR could really, really improve this package without adding horsepower would be to make this tire freaking really, really wear excessive like the Bristol tire. But this tire today was trash. You telling me Joe Guy ran 2 stages on one side tires, 180 laps, dude? You can't. That can't happen. That's ridiculous. It's terrible. And then besides that, the racing was just strung out. I'm not saying cautions is what makes good racing. It's just no one's making mistakes. No one's messing up. They might be messing up, but they just could shift. There's always a second thing you can do. There's always a way that you can make up for your mistake by shifting. And I feel like every time I talk about this stuff, who knows? I ain't an engineer. It doesn't mean much for me to say what I'm talking about. My thoughts don't hold value, but we need to figure it out, man. But I don't think NASCAR's going to do anything. And they just don't seem to, NASCAR has this plan that they want. They want new manufacturers and all this other stuff. They don't want to spend money, man. Ugh. But this race was just not fun. It spread out. It strung out. It was nothing exciting. I mean, it was so bad that Fox was talking about the freaking college basketball championship game. And they were talking about Caitlin Clark, how she lost and all that. That's how bad it was. They had freaking things about hot dogs and stuff. And they were talking about Hendrick Motorsports every freaking stage, it felt like. Fox missed the freaking last wreck. They didn't have that. They didn't have a replay on that. Fox is terrible. I'm sorry. Fox is straight trash. NASCAR, Fox, their production is freaking garbage. It doesn't make our sport look good. They're freaking talking about, we're in green flag racing, and they're talking about Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour podcast. And they're not showing the freaking race. I don't give a flip. The podcast is great. I enjoy it. But I want to see the racing. I don't care about you advertising for your freaking podcast. I'm here to watch NASCAR, not you advertise. I get it, sponsors are important, but the Rollie rate is a 3.5. Not a great race. Terrible. We got to start being honest right now. It's not good. Okay? It's not good. We always freaking talk about it's too hard to pass. The freaking leaders are struggling with a car that's 30th. It takes forever. That's why, and everyone stacks up. There was a time where top four guys were all in a freaking train, but they can't pass each other because they're all running the same gosh dang speed. It's just not great, man. And NASCAR needs to make like a massive change. They can't. None of the small crap fans can't take it anymore. I can't freaking take it anymore. We need big excessive changes. Yeah, 3.5. Not a great race. Oh, besides that, thank you guys for watching. I know I freaking go on a rant and I keep saying the same words. It's terrible, boring, blah, blah, blah. my thoughts don't really hold much value. I just hope fans enjoy what I'm saying, and maybe they agree, maybe they don't. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying, because I know a lot of fans, say they can't understand me. I mumble a lot. It's okay. My voice is this or that. But like and subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you want to hit the notification button, you can do that too. See, I almost stuttered there. But yeah, goodbye.